My pleasure. Thank you so much for having me.
I know you are a very, very busy lady, and I caught you on the phone when you were shooting in Kentucky.
You did, that's right.
I very much appreciate that you are here.
Of course, my pleasure. Thank you so much.
And I will start by asking you what brought you to Los Angeles. I know you grew up in Vorarlberg and in northern Italy,
yes.
And you were born in Vienna, but at a certain point you decided you want to live in LA.
Yeah.
What made you do that?
That is an easy answer for me. It's acting, mainly. When I was a kid, I always loved everything American. When I was like 9 or 10, I used to watch the late night show in my bedroom, and no one knew that I was up till like 4 o'clock in the morning. That was pretty great. I'm very proud of that. And just living and moving to Los Angeles here is an absolute dream come true. And I can't believe it's been already 3 years. In 2 days, I have my 3-year LA anniversary on July 28th. I cannot believe it. Time flies. We will.
You left home very early.
Yeah.
You were 15 when you moved to Munich, as far as I know. And you moved to LA when you were 19, almost 3 years ago.
Yep, that's right.
What I'd like to ask you is, what are the challenges and the advantages of leaving home early? Would you recommend that?
I can only speak from my personal experience, but I was never a person who was like homesick. I loved traveling from like since I was born.
So it was in you.
It was totally. It was in me, and thank God my parents loved traveling too, because it's funny. When we were living in Italy, like after like 5 or 10 years, we just have to move. Like all of us, we love moving around and like seeing different cities, and it's definitely a challenge. It's hard, especially for my parents and my mom. But I was barely 16, and I was living by myself. I had a roommate for like half a year, but I love living by myself. I'm good with that.
So you have been living here for 3 years,
yes,
as we heard. You arrived in July 2014. I remember when we first met.
I do too.
Here at the Austrian residence,
right,
for the National Day reception in 2014, in October 2014. That's when I also met your parents.
That's true.
So we know LA is a very tough city for actors because every actor wants to be in Los Angeles, or almost every
Pretty much.
actor.
Yeah. And everyone is an actor here.
But it also has a lot of opportunity, and everybody is an actor. Every waiter is an actor.
Exactly.
But it offers you a lot of opportunities.
Oh, absolutely.
Certainly. But how do you deal with setbacks?
I mean, like you said, everyone here, pretty much everyone is an actor. Everyone I meet, every person who works at some random place, their passion and their desire is acting, and that makes it so hard because there's a lot of people in the city and they all want the same thing. They all want to be famous and want to be a star and want to get into the A-list of actors.
And many of them are very gifted.
Many of them so talented, insanely talented. It's crazy.
Why would somebody get a role or not get a role?
Sometimes it's like stupid little things that don't get you the part. It's like maybe your hair, the way you look, too blonde. You never know. Sometimes it's like, really? Oh, that's why? But of course,
because
talent
they would
is the
tell
most...
you why? They would tell you? Or would you find out through your agent?
Sometimes I find out through my agent.
Okay.
And it's ridiculous sometimes. It's like, okay, maybe you just have to be right for the part. They have their vision, and if you don't like meet their whatever they want, you're not right for the part. I get that. Otherwise, the movie doesn't look right. You just have to wait for the right part and project.
I mean, that brings me to the mentality here in Los Angeles.
Oh yeah.
On one hand, you have the motto of following your passion in life.
Right.
Follow your passion. dream big.
Yes.
And then on the other hand, you have so many setbacks, but you think positive. And whenever you have a setback, you always get back up and you keep going.
That's the American way of living.
This mentality that influenced me for sure. Did it influence you? Yes.
Same. Oh, of course. 100%. That's what I love about this country is they give you a chance no matter where you're from.
Yes.
And that's,
you can take risks.
You can take risks.
Because you know they would give you a second chance or a third or a fourth if you do mess up.
Yeah, exactly.
Exactly.
And that's just what I love about this country. It's the opportunity is, there's so many opportunities and they're very open-minded. It is a tricky city, you know, it's a tricky business. You have to know the right people.
You have to work hard. We know that from far away, LA is a glamorous city, and Hollywood has all the celebrities.
Right.
But I mean, if you want to succeed here, you have to work really hard.
Oh yeah.
And besides working hard, you have to have one more thing, and that's social skills, right?
That's very true. That's probably
is social skills something that is part of your success?
I think so. It's especially in this city. It's so important to know the right people and networking. And networking is so important. You really gotta get out there and because if you just sit at home and wait for it, it's not gonna happen. You have to do and work for it. And you have to be polite. Americans are very polite. They're so sweet and very polite. Yeah. But that's definitely one of the biggest gifts my parents gave me. It's just because when I was a kid, I never had a nanny. I was always with my parents, and they taught me how to be a good human being, how to interact with other people, and I was just by watching them do manners, all of that, just learning by doing. That's pretty much what I did, and I'm very grateful for that they showed me. You're a very outgoing person. You have chosen a very difficult profession with regard to family life. That's true. How do you think you will be able to manage the gap between professional life and personal life? Mm-hmm. It is challenging. I never take that for granted that I had such an amazing childhood, because I know that's not, for like a lot of people, that's not that's not normal. Maybe their parents are divorced or. You can take it for granted. No, never. Not in a million years, and I'm so grateful for that because they've always been there for me and supported me in every way. Because their parents, both my mom and my dad, they were so against what they wanted. Like my dad wanted to be a rock star, and they were like, "Are you kidding me? No, you better go to university and you study something real. That's not a job." Same with my mom; she always wanted to be an actress, and they wanted her to go to college too and become a nurse, which she did. They both did. My dad was a professor at the university and my mom was a nurse. Really? Yeah, for 2 years. Who knows that Reinhold Bilgeri was a professor at university? Well, they call him the rock professor. Did you know that? No. Yeah, they do. And that's why they both were like, we're going to do that different with our child. Thank God. Because that is something that is so incredibly supportive of both of them, and letting me go to a different country and live there is so hard. I mean, I don't see them a lot. It's tough. I know. I go home maybe once or twice a year for Christmas. Same for me. Yeah, because I need the snow. I love the snow. I was pretty much born on skis. But well, you are Austrian. That's true. We were born on skis and walk around in lederhosen. I'm kidding. Yeah. So, okay, that brings me to your professional life. I know that you did at least 3 films in Austria. Yes. One of them being The Silent Mountain with Ernst Gosner. Exactly. Whom I happen to know because he's in LA quite often. Yeah. Great guy, yes. And then you did feature films here in the United States. I did. 3 now. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and a TV series. And one of the films is actually for TV too. And then a commercial for. That was my very first job for Mazda. Yeah. Great. That was amazing. Jake Scott directed that. Ridley Scott's son, and Ridley Scott produced it. So that was incredible. And now the premiere that your parents came from Austria to see it, was it for The Recall? That was for The Recall, yes. The Recall, sci-fi action thriller. Which was released in
July?
June 2nd.
Oh, June. June
Yep.
2nd
Yeah, exactly.
this year.
This year.
And then you've been in Kentucky to shoot for That Crush?
Yes, that's the TV movie, exactly. It's going to be on Lifetime in November. That was amazing. That was so much fun.
So that will be released in November?
I think November 1st, even. Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay.
I think they already have a
Do you
release
want to
date.
tell me a little bit about
Yeah, of course.
the recall?
Of
maybe,
course,
or?
the recall. We shot that last year in Canada, in
Oh,
British Columbia, which was beautiful, for almost 6 weeks, I think.
let's see.
There you go, away from home. And that's the hard thing about like shooting is there's nothing better than being on set and working and just acting with amazing actors that we had on that film. Wesley Snipes and RJ Mitty from Breaking Bad. It was incredible working with such incredibly gifted actors, and Wesley Snipes is one of the funniest guys I've ever met, and so down to earth and just an incredible actor. It makes you better as an actress too if you act with someone so talented and such a legend. It was insane. But that was 6 weeks, so and then it's like a big family. You see these people every single day for 6 weeks or sometimes even months, and all of a sudden it's that's a wrap. And that's it, and goodbye. And you might never see them again. That's the hard part. It's like you really love the crew, the cast, and all of a sudden it's just over.
Yeah.
I think that's hard.
Did you meet other stars, celebrities? We talked about Los Angeles being the town for celebrities.
Right. It's so funny because everyone I know who's back home is like, oh my God, you live in LA. Do you see celebrities every day? And I'm like, no, I don't. No, I don't.
No, it's too big. We also have Austrian celebrities here.
We sure do.
Did you meet one of those?
I actually met Wolfgang Puck.
Oh, you did? Great.
Yes, at his restaurant. And I had a schnitzel.
Oh.
And it was amazing. And
that's something you might miss.
the food in general, I miss a lot. And the pastries and the bread and all of that. Something you have to get used to.
Living abroad is fascinating, and
it is.
But it also has downsides.
Yeah, it's a different world.
Are there other Austrians living abroad, living here in Los Angeles
that I know?
You met?
I have. Pretty much all of them I met here at the residence.
Yes.
Yes. Through you and my good friend Elizabeth, our good friend Elizabeth.
Oh yes, Elizabeth.
Sarita.
She brought us together.
Yes, she did.
Elizabeth Sarita.
She's known my parents before I was born, like 30 years ago. She and my dad go way back.
Do you have any advice you can give to young Austrians who would like to do the same and move to Los Angeles like you did and be successful here?
Yeah, I think one of the most important things is that you have to be pretty fearless in this business, and a lot of courage to move away from home and by myself. I did the move by myself with 19, which was not easy. I mean, I loved it, but my parents were freaking out.
I would be freaking out too.
Yeah, I get it. My mom's like, one day when you have kids, you know what I'm talking about. I'm like, I know. It is hard. But if you have a dream, if you have a passion, especially for actors, I mean, LA is the town to be. I mean,
but
24/7 be here. Yeah.
But if you are Austrian and you have an accent, what?
Well, that was that's a good question. I met my manager online. I got so lucky because there's a lot of weird stuff online, but I got very lucky with my manager, and I just submitted. One day I was sitting at Starbucks on the Kärntnerstraße in Vienna, and I was just like, I was 18. I was like, I just want to move. I want to get out of here. I want to do something. I want to act but not here, in Austria. I want to just go to America and just try it. You never know. You just have to have the courage to do that. That's a very important thing, I think.
Oh, yeah. But you need courage for everything.
You do.
Anyway.
Oh yeah, absolutely. So I thank God I've been working on some great projects in Europe, and my first film actually was The Breath of Heaven. I had some experience because you have to have a little bit of a resume, I think.
So that's one advice we can give to other young actors from Austria.
Have a good show reel. That's what they call it. Like, so they can see your work. Because if you just come here and like, so I'm an actress. Hello, here I am. They have to see.
Have proof.
They have to have proof. And
Makes
see
sense.
your work, and because if you're not talented, that's gonna be hard.
Mm-hmm.
I always say
So
like
you had
you
that.
can't really learn. Of course, you can learn. You can go to a school for acting, but if you don't really have the talent for it, I think it's so hard to just
That's the same for everything.
learn it. Yeah, if you don't have the feel for it or the personality,
Mm-hmm.
it's hard. But thank God I found a wonderful manager, and I submitted my showreel online, and he responded like 3 days later and said, I want to meet you and your parents. So we came out here, and he signed the contract with me, and then we worked on my visa, and that got approved, thank God. Through him, I got my agent and my commercial agency, and they all worked together for me. And recently, I just got a publicist too, that's exciting. That's for all the press, especially when you have like a movie coming out. Working with a publicist helps a lot in every way, because they get you press articles, they go to events with you, red carpet events, which is so important to just get out there.
Mm-hmm.
And also with social media these days is so
Oh, yes.
important.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, the first thing they ask, like for like commercial auditions, sometimes, how many followers do you have? It's insane that this works like this now.
So how many followers?
How many
do you
followers do you? You can check it out. I don't even know.
have? Oh, you don't know? Okay.
I
will.
don't know.
So our young colleagues in Austria, your young
You-
colleagues in Austria, have to have a good show.
A good show reel.
They have to speak English.
Yes,
Without
pretty
an
fluent
accent,
without an accent. I mean, if
if
you have an
possible.
accent, that's fine too, of course. But you're gonna get auditions for
Certain roles.
certain roles.
Yeah, okay, makes
I
sense.
go out for American roles all year. Thank God. I have
So
like,
your choice is larger.
oh yeah,
Mhm.
absolutely.
Mhm.
I go out like twice a year, maybe for a German part,
Mhm.
which is that's one big advantage being from Austria, is that I'm able to like act in different languages, which a lot of Americans can't,
Yes.
or you can hear that they're American. So that's the one thing that my
Mhm.
manager loves.
Good. Okay,
Yeah.
great.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
Laura, I have a surprise.
Tell me.
Because we have to celebrate.
We really
We-
do.
Not only that you have been here for 3 years, in July,
I know.
mhm,
July 28th.
but we also have
It's
to
coming up, 2
celebrate your
days.
birthday,
Oh my God.
which happened in July.
Yes.
So I brought
July is a great month.
I brought something for you. You will be
Oh my God.
really surprised. Have you ever seen this?
Yes, I
Casa
have.
Luigi? Yes,
It
you
is
have.
delicious.
We talked about our friends.
It is so oh my God. And have you seen that their cute little dog is on the back? It's amazing.
So probably nobody knows that this product is the invention of 2 Austrians who live in
Who
Los
live
Angeles,
in LA? Yeah.
and they're absolute Agentur. What do you prefer?
What is what?
This is
This-
the natural prosecco, and this is with
With a flavor.
the flavor.
Ooh,
Whatever you
herbs and bitters. I'll try this one.
Okay, let's have this one.
Thank you.
So Laura, thanks for coming here.
Well, thank you for having me.
I hope to see you soon.
Me too.
I will definitely see you at your premiere,
You sure will. December, it's a date.
December in Vienna.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
See you there, and
See you there.
congratulations
Thank
again.
you so much. You too.